92.7 WOBM. Good morning. Shawn Michaels with you, and we are talking today with Dr. Michael Bradley, who has authored Crazy Stressed, Saving Today's Overwhelmed Teens with Love, Laughter, and the Science of Resilience. Good morning, Dr. Bradley. Thanks for taking some time with us today.
That's my pleasure, Shawn.
Let's talk about, our teens and, they're stressed out. Here's some of the things you talk about. They have academic loads that are, bigger and more than they've been in the past, extracurricular activities, sleep deprivation, connectivity, and I'm assuming you're meaning plugged in, whether it's the internet or cell phones or whatever, 24/7. These are some of the things that are draining our teens' batteries, so to speak, I guess.
They are, and they're new things that as parents we did not have to deal with ourselves. So this is sort of new ground for teenagers to try to navigate, and we're ill-equipped to parent them, and the kids aren't really well-equipped to handle this stuff. These are things we've never seen before, Shawn.
I think that when we were growing up, we probably, I guess it was the TV that was our big distraction, probably, the television. And once you got away from that, you got a chance to disconnect and, you went to, sleep and things like that. But today's teens, it's just constant. I mean, I guess they have a lot going on, both at school and at home and, after school and everything like that. So you break it down into a couple of different parts. The anti-adolescent resilience conspiracy. What is this all about?
Well, again, it's a perfect storm of factors to the ones you've already enumerated. But the primary one is the electronics, the screens. When you put the normal adolescent stresses together and then deliver them with the efficiency of screens, you've got a real problem. In other words, back in the day, as teenagers, we all had temptations with drugs or alcohol or sex or pornography or whatever. But it was hard to get to that stuff. You had to know somebody who knew somebody, and it was, by today's standards, really tame. Today, kids are being kind of injected, if you will, with these tremendous pressures nonstop with very powerful delivery systems called screens. And it is affecting them. We're actually measuring brain changes with this pounding these kids are getting that causes them to have this anxiety and depression. Anxiety and depression are up 400 to 500% among teenagers over 50 years. And it's literally killing them. We now have also an increase in suicidal behavior that's up 400 to 500% over 50 years. This is getting a bit out of hand.
Now, in part 2 of the book, you talk about strategies and tactics. Now, is this an approach, the tactics and strategies, we as parents should be using to de-stress our kids, or is these tactics what the kids themselves should be incorporating, or a little bit of both?
Well, it's a little bit of both, but the parents are the key. Remember, teenagers are all crazy. Their brains don't work so good. That's been true from forever. But we get them through that crazy period of early adolescence with skilled parenting. And parents, by the way, parents who are listening often feel helpless and hopeless. It's like, I don't have any power over my kid's life anymore. That's just wrong. We as parents are still the most powerful factor in our kids' lives, even beyond the electronics, if we stay engaged and promote those principles that we talk about.
So you're saying love, laughter, things like that, and support are the things that we can do as parents to keep our teenagers, to stay connected with them, to make them feel like they're not out there on their own and getting into problems with, like you say, depression or stress and other things. We have to engage ourselves into the mix to kind of lighten the load, if you will.
Yes, but it's more than just connectivity. That's a key part. But back in the day, psychologists were telling parents to just endlessly bombard your kid with unconditional praise. You're the most beautiful girl in the school, you're the best player in the league. And it wasn't true. And we crippled kids by doing that. To build resilience so kids can make good decisions and feel good about themselves, they have to do real things. So the trick is, from an early age, to have the kids kind of earn their way by doing challenging things. And then when they do that thing that's appropriately challenging, it might just be making their bed when they're 4 years old, then you move in and say, that was phenomenal, that was terrific. I hope you feel proud. That was a good thing you did. Times that by 10,000 interactions. When a kid gets to be about 13 or 14, they feel good about themselves. They feel like they can negotiate the world, and they're less attracted to the craziness.
Yeah, and so in a sense, the participation trophy, if you will, doesn't always work the best. The feeling of accomplishment or actually getting something for something might actually be more valuable to them.
Yeah, that they're well intended. I like the idea, but if you're not talking about special needs kids, who do not have a level playing field, the rest of us, we should not be getting trophies for showing up. The idea is a trophy is to show that some people will excel by working hard, by practicing, by disciplining themselves. Other people are just not that interested in it, and that's fine. Everybody makes decisions. But kids need to see the outcome of their choices, of their behaviors, so that they understand they do have control over the outcome of their lives. An irony, Sean, is in the research we're finding that kids today feel less control over the outcome of their lives than kids 50 years ago. Back in the dark days when kids didn't have anything, those kids felt they could control the outcome of their lives more so than the kids today that we may have overcoddled. I
have heard that from several younger people that, or maybe not teenagers, but slightly older, that feel that way, that they worry more about their future than, say, our generation did, where we thought everything just sort of, would work itself out and fell into place. They are more realists, I guess, if you will, and worry about things that, may not come to fruition, but they do think about these things, so that can be stressing in itself. How do we go about getting the book, Doctor, for those in our audience who want to pick up a copy?
Well, you can get to Amazon, of course, find it there, but don't forget your local bookstores. Those guys need all the help they can get. Check out our website, a lot of resources there for parents. The website is docmikebradley.com, DOCMIKEBRADLEY.com.
Very good. Dr. Michael Bradley, the book is called Crazy Stressed, all about our teenagers, overwhelmed teens. Thank you, Doctor, for taking time with us today.
That's my pleasure, Sean. Thank you.
And we can get more details for you at WOBM.com.